Hi everybody, Griff here coming at you with some Adobe Character Animator tips. Today I'm going to be talking about how to quickly make mouth shapes. I do have a video that goes into a lot of detail on that. And then I'm just going to touch in on what I like to call modular rigging in Adobe Character Animator. Before I get started, I just want to make you all aware that we are in fact starting the More Club. The More Club is a great place for you to come and learn Adobe Character Animator, as well as how to set up your OBS scenes for streaming and lots of other great tips that's going to help you launch your VTube career or get you started making your own animations with Adobe Character Animator. Check the comments below to get yourself a discount for the More Club. Go ahead and sign up. You really can't lose on this deal. All right, so what I'm doing here is creating my mouth set in Adobe Illustrator. I've really turned to Illustrator lately over Photoshop, depending on what it is I'm trying to make. In this case, I wanted to sort of mimic the style of the cartoon show Hilda. This isn't going to be an exact representation, but it is an extraction of that style built together so that it works with Adobe Character Animator. And the thing is, well, some of the things I love about Illustrator actually is you get nice clean lines, but you also get the ability to edit your vectors very easily, and you can swap out colors here quite simply. And the way I'm setting up these mouths is I'm going to create a base mouth here, and the base mouth is generally just going to have everything you need to make a mouth. So it's going to have your mouth bag, your teeth, your tongue is buried in here. And what I've actually done is I've created a clipping mask wherein this one layer basically clips out everything. So you'll see as I expand and contract this, more of the teeth show, less of the teeth show, that sort of thing. And with this method, I'm able to easily go in and build out all of my mouth sets pretty quickly. In this case, I am making this mouth set, which I am going to be selling on the store at griffinmore.com. You'll be able to pick it up for a reasonable price. Or if you join the More Club, it will be part of next month's free loot box drop. So in essence, I'm just taking this base mouth set and I'm duplicating it for each shape that I want to make. This makes compiling these shapes really easy. So right now I'm working on the sad mouth set. So for a quick example here, I'm about to go through and work through my D's now. So I'll just make that layer visible. Here you'll see I've got all these different paths. I've got my clipping mask going. So the way I'd start this out is actually grabbing this path that is the outline of my mouth, and we'll just start manipulating this shape until we get a sad mouth. All right, so once I've got that outer shape kind of where I want it, I might sit and tweak something like this for quite a while, though, honestly, just to get it looking just how I want. Then I can go in and grab this next one, which is my clipping mask, and I'm calling it mouth bag. Again, I can just manipulate this shape. It's going to start clipping out everything that I don't want to see in that shape. The teeth, tongue, really the only things that are going to show up is whatever is inside of the bounding box of this path. There we go. Just kind of manipulate that into place. Make sure it's lined up nice. Once you get this over a head, you know, if you have any sort of things hanging over, you're going to see that art showing up. And then I might need to come in here and just manipulate the actual mouth bag color. So I'll go ahead and do that. And just kind of drop these down in here into the corners. Tilt my tangents a little bit until I start to get something that looks like it's filling in all that space. Again, I'm trying not to see any gaps or any white or anything here. I just want to make sure it completely surrounds it. So basically, though, by editing those three layers, I've got pretty much everything I need. I might need to do some cleanup depending on what kind of mouths you're building. You know, you might want to go in and just make sure that all your lines are matching up where you need them to. But that is pretty much it. Now there is going to be one gotcha with this method that you're going to want to watch out for. And I am working on improving this, but when you bring these into Adobe Character Animator, it doesn't read these clipping masks properly. So you are going to have to grab each one of these layers, in this case like the D, I would want to make sure I selected that object. I would go to Object, and then I would just want to flatten the transparency, which is basically going to still keep a whole bunch of shapes, which means you can do those color swaps and everything else you want to do, but they're not going to be easy to, or as easy to edit anymore. So generally, I'm going to save a copy of this as a source file and then go ahead and bake everything down on my final mouths. Okay, let's hop into Character Animator now and just get kind of a look at what's going on. I do like to check my work in Character Animator as I build this stuff, just to make sure everything's flowing kind of the way I like. Okay, so here we are in Adobe Character Animator. I got my mouth set loaded up here. This is not the one I'm actively working on because, again, I didn't bake down all those shapes yet or flatten the transparency on them, but this will give you an idea of what this is going to look like. And right now I have the happy mouths activated. Cool. So here's what I'm talking about when I say modular, right? I like to break up all the pieces of my characters into separate puppets. And the reason I like to do this is then I have all these parts that I can interchange with all of my different characters, but also if I make an edit in Character Animator, you know, sometimes your puppet will just blow up a little bit. So what I'm doing is making parts of my puppet safe, which means that I won't have to worry about breaking them should I make any sort of extreme changes. And all I'm going to do here is select this Hilda mouth here from my project panel, right click on it and say export puppet. And once I do this, I'm just going to have a Hilda mouth puppet. And then whenever I make a new project, I'll be able to just drag that puppet in and place it in a face. There's going to be more tutorials on that topic, and I'm going to show you the specifics, and I'm even going to show you how I take that even further and break down my head, my eyes, my arms, all these different parts to sort of build a huge library of interchangeable parts I can use when building my puppets. But if you're interested in stuff like that, learning more about Adobe Character Animator, please hit that subscribe button, like this video, leave a comment, just to say, hey, Griff, that's cool. Thanks, buddy, for sharing. And, you know, head over to griffinmore.com and pick up some cool puppets, or go ahead and join the More Club, where we'll be spending time together learning Adobe Character Animator and so much more. All right. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope these little tips help.